Okay, this is Jolie here for Hook to Media. I am joined by Demsey McKean. The light I can see is flashing brightly in your eyes. We're here, kick-off press conference for what is going to be one of the biggest fights of the year between Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury, the rematch. But for yourself, a fantastic, incredible fight against Moses Itauma. It's really good to see you here back in the UK. You've got a little one over there. Your life has changed a lot recently, and it's good to see you looking well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's exciting. I haven't had a fight in just over a year as well, so it's good to get back in there and have a fight lined up and just get back in the ring. I've been in the gym every day. We've been prepping for fights. Fights are kind of falling through and empty promises, but we're here now. Contract signed. There's nothing stopping from getting in the ring. 8 weeks, another 8 weeks of hard training, and we're good to go.
Yeah, for sure. I just spoke to Lee McGregor, and he was telling me about the hard sort of sacrifices and life you can have as a boxer sometimes. What's it been like with the cancellation of fights and not being able to make it to the ring when you just so desperately want to get back in there?
Yeah, definitely. It's something I'm not used to. It is something that I am used to. There's always surprises in the fight game. Fights fall through. People get injured. Stuff happens, unfortunately, but it is what it is. But it's given me more time just to kind of evaluate my style a little bit more, work on my new coach, and just work on the fundamentals and right some wrongs.
Yeah, for sure. How are you feeling now back over in your hometown? How have you felt since going back?
Yeah, it's good. I've been back home on the Gold Coast in Australia for about a year now as well, working with my new coach, Fidel Schukal, over there. I think the environment plays a big part in your happiness and your training as well. If you're happy at home, everything else seems to kind of fall into place. So I'm enjoying my time back there and on the lovely Gold Coast and with my new family and my young son who's about 11 weeks old at the moment as well. So I'm not just fighting for myself anymore. But it's exciting. Yeah, it's good to be back in good old London as well. I'm only here for a short trip. Flew in last night and I fly back on Friday morning, and so a little quick 3-day trip here, but I'm keen to get back into sparring and rest of prep. So,
Father McKean, is he a scarier fighter than perhaps previous?
I think it's different now, isn't it? It's like you've got to fight for someone else in the future, and obviously I want to make him proud. And but the end game doesn't change at all. I'm still going to train as hard as I ever have, and there's just a little bit more on the line now as well.
Sure. Most of the time, and then let's talk about your opponent, because over here in the UK he's been touted as one of the best heavyweights to be coming out of the UK. Do you know much about him? I'm sure you've seen some of his previous fights. He's obviously been out in Saudi Arabia as well before.
Yeah, look, he's a good prospect. He's a young kid as well on the way up. He's got a good skill set, but the experience lies within myself as well, and we're looking to capitalise on a few things, and we're feeling confident moving into this fight. He's young, he's immature in experience, so we're looking to capitalise on a few of those things. But yeah, look, he's got a good skill set. He's a tricky southpaw. He's fast as well. And obviously they're trying to push him to beat Mike Tyson's record of obtaining a world title quicker than he has. So, but everyone's got to have goals, but let's make them a little bit more realistic, shall we?
How do you feel you've just said they're trying to push him in a certain direction? Do you feel like that they expect you to step in and be the guy that he can beat? Do you feel like you're going to surprise a lot of people? Because I feel like you've obviously got a lot more experience coming into this fight than him.
That's obviously what they're doing. They're using me as a stepping stone, and they're probably going to try and target someone like Joseph Parker next, who has the WBO title. That's what my team and I have kind of worked out. He's quite high ranked in the WBO, number 6, I think. So they're obviously trying to step through me and work our way up to Joseph Parker, and then obviously trying to get the world title that way. But look, it's going to be a different game, isn't it? I'm going to be an opponent that actually throws a punch back, and I think 10 of his opponents haven't. I don't think none of them had full preps to fight him either. A lot of them been called in on late notice and pretty much collecting their paycheck in there, but I've had 11, 12 weeks to prep for this. We've kind of been in talks about fighting Moses for some time, so we've been kind of, moulding our training around fighting someone like Moses. So, it's when you get someone in there who's big and strong and fit and experienced and it's punching back as well and not just going to lay there and take a knee, it's a different ball game, isn't it?
Being on a card like this, though, outside of your fight, how cool is it, not just today, but being in Saudi Arabia, having fought on some cool cards before, being on the heavyweight championship? Practically, it's not undisputed, but it's going to be one of the biggest fights in the history of boxing, really, of a generation, you could definitely say.
Yeah, I think sometimes the rematch is bigger than the original fight itself, isn't it? Because there's a lot more eyes on it, a lot of what ifs, what happened, what can happen, is it going to be the same outcome, whatnot as well. And it's a strong undercard as well. It's some good, really good matchups on the card, but it's good to finally be in the Saudi mix as well. A good performance here and a good win, and hopefully they can adopt me over there and I can be fighting regularly as well. So that is the aim of the game. And when you are in the small circle of fighters that are revolving through the Saudi shows, you kind of set in that sense, you know. As long as you put on a good performance, you're looking good, come out with a solid win, you know, your history's pretty much written.
So what's your plans? You said you're leaving on Friday back to the Gold Coast. What do you have planned for the next couple of days?
Next couple of days, not too much. Just I trained a couple of times already today, so obviously got the presser, and then go out to catch up with Connor Ben tonight. So we're going to get a bit of food tonight while I'm here, and then tomorrow, same again. Train a couple of times, and then I think we've got the media day, and then catch up with my partner's family, because obviously she's from West London, so we're going to catch up with them while I'm here, and my partner and the baby will stay for a couple of weeks to see the rest of the family, and I'll head back home and continue on prep. So short little trip in and out, quick little business trip, but that's probably the better way to do it, so my jet lag can't sit in too much. I'm back home before it kicks in. So
for sure. Just as you mentioned Connor there, obviously you were at the matchroom gym previously. How do you think that fight he's looking to have with Chris Eubank Jr. plays out?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of talk with that at the moment. It's a massive fight, probably the next biggest British fight, I think, apart from AJ and Fury. You know, even AJ's coming off a loss, a pretty bad loss, but it's still a massive fight, him and Fury. And then, next in line probably would be Eubank Jr. and Conor Ben. So, look, Conor's got that ferocious style. Obviously, he's younger, hungrier, so I think he's going to come away with a nice stoppage win if that does happen. So I'm looking forward to that. There's a lot of rivalry there, a lot of beef there as well. So, when there's a lot of spite on the line, it makes the build-up a lot better.
Yeah, for sure. Who do you see in the main event of this event we're here for today as well?
Yeah, look, I think Usyk as well. I think he gets the job done. He's going to come in with a lot more confidence. I think he fought a good fight last time. I think Fury, the first 6 rounds was really good, and then he started running out of steam a little bit there, and he's quite lucky not to get stopped in the end there. But what a great fight that was as well. That's what you'd expect an undisputed heavyweight title fight to be like as well. So hopefully it's going to happen with the same fireworks again. But I'm probably tipping Usyk to win on points again. I think the confidence in his work rate and his fitness will kind of steal the later rounds.
Really appreciate it, Tom. Good to speak to you. Hopefully you get home safe after a couple of days in London, and have a good time today.